coming back to school with me. We could have done it all so easily.
Hi, my name is Craig Thompson Wood. I'm the board game teacher. Thanks for coming to my games room. Today I'm responding to a request from a viewer, Kevin Erskine, who had asked me to do a playthrough of Guardians Chronicles Clash of Heroes in the solo mode. So I'd done a solo play before, but that was where I was playing both sides of two teams. So there was a Mercury team and a Chronicles team, and I was playing both as though I was controlling both sides. In this one, I'm controlling two heroes, but they're on one team. I'm controlling a main hero, but I'm also controlling a team-up hero. So the mission I'll be looking at today is from the Ultra Woman Psychotic Metahuman book, Scenario 1, They Are Among Us. Just to give you a bit of the backstory of what's happening in this mission, music megastar Justin Tweeter is back in town, but so is Dr. Skarov. The deranged doctor has planted a bomb nearby and hidden his androids amongst the crowds of fans with orders to kidnap Tweeter in the ensuing confusion. So the heroes need to find the two androids hidden in the crowd and then defuse the bomb before it goes off. Let's get it to the table and see how it's played. So here I am all set up for the playthrough of Scenario 1, They Are Among Us. I'm going to be using Redline today, and I thought to demonstrate some extra rules and things that are in the game, I was going to use Supernova as a team-up hero. In the book here, for Scenario 1, They Are Among Us, it shows that you could have up to 3 heroes. So I have her as a team-up hero, Redline is my main hero, and then I might be able to recruit a sidekick on the board. So in setting up the board, there's the tokens on the board which were put in the places appropriate. We have the bomb here, there's a few cards on the board, there is a doctor here, another doctor here, and a doctor here, but this is not just a doctor, this is Rosario Upson. She is a sidekick which you can encourage to join your team, as well as Karen Book over here. And Karen is another sidekick that can join your team. These civilians, there's 5 civilians here, and 2 of these civilians are in fact androids, and that's going to be part of what I need to figure out today is which 2 are androids, get the codes from them, get down and defuse the bomb before the timer runs out. So in preparing for this mission, I took the sidekick card, which contains all the information about how to recruit sidekicks to your team. The civilians card, which talks about how the civilians behave on turn to turn. The hospital crew and how they can be interacted with on the board. The cars. Exterior AO7 here has a driveway. It looks like a pool here, but I guess this driveway here, if you get the car into here, it then immediately moves into an adjacent space on the street. There's rules here for this one for the water. If you're not flying, your movement is reduced if you're in the water. And then AO3 and AO1 have the subway tunnels, which you can move through for one action. So for one action, you can go from there to there. Now the meta sheet for this mission, I have placed underneath the tile here with just the pertinent information sticking out. I did that just to make sure that I'm trying to get everything to fit into the shot here. The mission will be using androids. It explains that you should put a +2 token on the defense of the androids. On the subject of the Supernova as my team-up hero, Supernova can be a sidekick hero, in which case you would take this card, and she is only doing, basic attacks and has 2 actions, and once she takes her forward damage, she's gone. But this is not what I'm using, so I'm not using the sidekick card. A team-up hero is different. So with Supernova, I am taking 3 of her cards. I have to take her weakness card, and then I take 3 others. So I took Strength of the Comet, Multiple Targets, and Aerial Transport. I figured these might be the most useful ones to use in this particular mission. In this mission, we need to get over here and try to unmask the androids. That is a difficulty 4 mental test. Once we've done that, androids will appear in that area. We have to find both androids. I mean, I say 2, but there's only 2 androids. Out of the 5 people that are there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, this is a doctor. That cannot be an android. So once I've found the 2 androids, then and only then can I come down and defuse the bomb. Now I could recruit the help of Karen Book here, and Karen will reduce the difficulty of mental tests by 1 as long as she is adjacent to me. So not a bad idea to have her available while I'm trying to get the androids revealed, but I also don't want her getting attacked by the androids, so it's a bit tricky. So let's just see how, play it through and get a sense of how the game is played. I'm going to forego the use of the initiative cards in a solo play. It's kind of silly to use the initiative cards, I would think, because I know who I want to go first. It's not like I have to hide it from anybody. Also, I won't be playing the cards face down. I'll be playing them face up. And maybe I'll turn these like this, and I'll put the cards down appropriately. All right, let's get right to it. Okay, so that's going to be the setup for the first turn here. Both Redline and Supernova are just going to try to make it over quickly to this other area here from their deployment zone. Actually, I'll put her into the same area here. From this deployment zone over here as quickly as they can to start interrogating and finding out who are the androids here. Now, one thing I want to clarify, I'm realizing I made a mistake when I was talking about the rules in the last playthrough I did, and that is that I was saying something like this, as long as it's separated only by white lines, is an area. Areas are separated by white lines, walls, or the border of a tile. So in this case, this is 4 areas, because when I was playing, I did a playthrough of this game before, and it just seemed too easy to be just running in, and this is all one big area, and so I clarified the rules on that, and it was very clearly written in the rule book, so my apologies for that mistake. Now I will say the first time I played this, I thought it was just going to be too easy, but I managed to defuse the bomb, but only just, and it was with some pretty big luck too, so it's not an easy mission, and so I enjoyed that. I didn't want it to be, just too easy. So let's see what I can do here now. We're going to start off with Supernova running forward, and Redline is going to run forward. And one thing I wanted to show in this video as well is one thing I was very curious about during the Kickstarter and through the development of the game is how Redline was going to work. And I was especially puzzled when I saw that his speed was only 2, because I thought, well, he's a speedster. How is his speed not higher? Well, that's because he has 4 actions, whereas everybody else has 3, and it really does make him feel very fast. So I really like that. So I thought I was going to use him, I really want to make a point out of using him today, just to demonstrate how he feels as a speedster. So with his movement of 3, he's going to go 1, 2, 3. He is now adjacent to this person here, so we're going to interrogate, see if we can unmask this person. So any of the difficulty tests is noted on here. It's a difficulty 4 in order to get the mask off of the thing to see if it's an android or actually a person. So difficulty 4, and his mental is 4, so I roll 4 dice. I've got 4, so he was very fortunate in that, and we flip the tile to find out actually it's an android. There you go. Sweet. So we already got one of the 2 androids down, so we've replaced that person with an android. Now, Redline is then flanked on 2 sides with 2 more androids. So we'll put them like so. Those 2 androids who move in, according to the meta sheet, are able to attack him right away. They have a strength of 3. He has a defense of 6. Sorry, Should be okay. Wow, pretty close, but no. So the first one got a 4 and that's a miss. The second one got a POW and missed. Okay, so he escaped from that unscathed, and he gets one of these code tokens. It says code on the back. He needs 2 of these to defuse the bomb, so he's going to put 1 code token onto his card there. So that was 1 action to come into there. Second action to unmask that android. And the third action then, now he could just keep moving looking for more androids. Sure, let's just do that. Third action, he's going to come into this area here. And then fourth action, he's going to unmask this individual right here. And 2, 3, 4, he's got it again. And this is actually a person. So we're just going to leave that person there. Wouldn't unmask the person and just treat it as normal. Okay, so that was his 4 actions. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, whenever a hero ends their activation on a tile with androids, every android is going to make a ranged attack, adding 1 extra success to their attack roll. So 2 androids are going to attack Redline now. So we have 2 plus 1 is 3 is a miss. And the second one will attack for 2. 1 plus 1 is 2. This one cannot attack him because it is not on the same tile. So now we go over to Supernova. Supernova has a movement of 4 and a mental of 4, so she's probably just going to try to 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe she'll just come right over there like that. So she can ignore character's position, so she can move through that, fly over that space, and she's going to. So that's her first action. Her second action, she's going to try to unmask, and 2, 3, 4, 5, unsuccessful. But we are able to add a -1 there. And for her third action, she's going to attack one of these androids, because in a mission where you are playing solo, you must achieve all objectives. So that means we have to defuse the bomb, and you have to destroy 2 androids. Now, one thing actually I forgot to do, I'll quickly do now, is I have to do a mission for Redline, blank, and a game with no characters on your tile. Okay, so no characters. I'm hoping that doesn't mean Rosario. She's a sidekick, but as long as he's not her sidekick, I imagine that's okay. So now, Supernova is going to make a ranged attack against the android. So she's rolling 4 dice. 2, 3, 4 with a POW. Only 4. They have a defense of 6, so that did not hit. Now the androids say that whenever somebody makes a ranged attack against them, they will attack with 2 additional power dice, and if successful, they do 2 damage tokens instead of 1. Now remember, she only has 3 health, and as a team-up hero, once she's taken 3 health damage, she's out of the game. So they are rolling 3 plus 2 additional power dice. 2, 3. So only 3. Her defense is 6. She's fine. She's fine. Okay. And that concludes our turn. But now she's ended her activation, so now they're going to attack her with ranged attacks. These are just normal ranged attacks, but they get the +1 extra sort of star, 1 extra success onto it. So there's 2 androids on her tile, and they have 1, 2, plus 1 is 3, not enough. And then 2, 3, 3 plus 1 is 4, not enough. So again, she got off unscathed. And that ends the turn. So now at the end of the turn, we need to move the timer on the bomb now to number 2. We have 6 turns to defuse the bomb. On the 7th turn, it will explode. So now we go to the cards and wounds phase. So we discard the cards for the 2 heroes. And they have no damage tokens, so no wound cards are laid. Okay, so now we're set up for the next round. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to start off with Supernova. I really beefed her up here, so she has the multiple targets ability, so she can make a ranged attack against 1 or 2 targets, and may re-roll results of 0 once. And this isn't even a unique action, so she can do this all 3 times. That's pretty awesome. And then she has also boosted stats with her secret technique here. So she will attack this one down here. Oh, at the end of the turn, all civilians should be moving 1 space towards the heroes. So she's going to fire down at that guy there. So she has 4 plus 2. 4 regular plus 2 power dice. So she has 2, 4, 6. So I mean, there's 2 pows in there. I could roll those for more hits, but she's already got the 6. So let's not belabor the point. So we've destroyed 1. So I'll just put this here to note that we've destroyed 1 because one of the missions is to destroy 2 androids. So we've destroyed 1, and now she will fire at the second one. 2, 4, 6, 7. Yeah, she's destroyed that one. Okay, so we have now achieved our objective of androids cyborg invasion shut down. Okay, because we destroyed 2 of the androids. So that was her first action. For her second action, she is going to, I guess, attack the next android. One, 2, 3, 4 with a POW. 5, and it says she can re-roll results of 0 once. So these 2 POW dice were actually results of 0. So 2, 4, 5, 6. That's all I needed. So that was straight. I'll just put it over here. I've got the 2 that I need to prove that I've achieved that first objective. So that was her second action. For her third action, I guess she will try talking to Trip here. It looks like Trip from the Enterprise show. Okay, so she has 3 mental now, so let's see what she can do with that. 2, 3, 4. No, but she's convincing him to reveal himself one way or the other as a good guy or an android. So now it's up to Redline. So Redline has a mental of 4. So he's going to talk to this guy right next to him here who already has a -1 token on him from Supernova. So yes, they're successful with 3. So I will remove the -1 token and flip him over to reveal that he's just an ordinary dude. And then that's the first action. Second action will come up here and talk to that guy. For the third action, 1, 2, 3, 4. My mental is 4, but there's also the -1, so it's a 3. So we're good. And he's just a regular dude. So it's too bad this creepy looking guy down here, who would have guessed that he was the last android? And it's unfortunate I can't just attack him, even though now I know for 100% certainty that he is an android. But that's just the way it goes. So that was 1 action, 2 actions, 3 actions, and then for my 4th action, I'll come running down here to head him off. There's no more androids on the field to do any damage. The civilians will continue just moving towards the heroes. and that will end the turn. The last thing we'll do is move the bomb forward one more space. Now we'll go into the cards and wounds phase. There's no wounds here, so we'll just describe these cards. Okay, I guess at the knowledge that we have a 100% certainty of the last android, that the mission's almost achieved, Supernova screams her cry of joy. I have to play her weakness card this turn. I have no other cards to play for her. I'm trying to save a higher movement card for Redline, so I'm just wanting to make sure I'm increasing his mental here. So for the first action, I'm going to try to rip the mask off of this android, and I got it on the first try. So flip it over, we have the android. So that's an android, and remember 2 more can come adjacent to him, so we'll put them there and there. Those 2 new ones come down, they attack him right away. Now Redline only has a defense of 2 right now, so that's going to hit. So he takes 1 damage. And the second one attacks. That one actually misses, even with his reduced defense. So that was Redline's first action. His second action is second action is actually going to be to show off a little bit. I think we're pretty good now. I've had some very good rolls on this one. But what he's going to do is he's going to use his movement of 2. So he's going to go 1, 2. Because remember, this area here is not occupied by enemies, even though there's an android here, because of the border between the tiles. So he's entering an area that is actually free of enemies. And he can move through because they're friendlies. So that's first action, second action, third action, and a fourth action up into there. Now the enemies are all allowed to move 1 area. So this one's going to move here. This one can't even move into this area because there's no space for it, and it can't move through the wall, so it's going to have to come here. Now these 2 are now on the tile with Supernova, so they're going to attack her. So the first one attacks, 3 plus 1, because they get 1 automatic success, makes 4. Even though I have the power, I'm not going to bother rolling it. And so she takes the wound. And then the next one misses. Sorry, she didn't take a wound, she took a damage token. I need to be careful on being clear on that. These are the damage tokens, the wounds are the cards. And that will end the turn. So we'll move this over. And at this point, Redline is convincing. So, first off, cards and wounds as well. So cards come off. Damage tokens each have only 1. So Redline's not going to take any wound cards. Remember, Supernova as a team-up hero wouldn't take wound cards. At 3, she's just out of the game. So Supernova now gets all of her cards back because she only has 4, but Redline still has a few to work through. when Redline had unmasked that last android, he actually got the last code he needs. You don't actually have to destroy them to get the code, just unmasking them gets you the code. So he's got that, and we've already destroyed the 2 that we needed for the mission. So really right now all that is a case of is defusing the bomb, and he could have done that easily this turn. But I thought it would be more fun just to show you how the sidekicks are recruited. So we're going to start off with Redline. We'll start with Redline. So he's trying to convince Karen Book to join the team. So in order to get Karen Book to join the team, you see she has here a difficulty of 4. So you have to convince her using a difficulty of 4 to join the team. And voila. She has now joined Redline, so you put this card underneath him, like so, to show that she is now his sidekick. She has joined the team. Now that he's done that, that was his first action. He has 3 more actions. He can go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So he's running down to defuse the bomb, and she activates. Sidekicks will activate immediately after the hero that they're associated with. So she will go 1 space, 2 spaces. Now I kind of did a little house rule here too. I would do a house rule to say, this is her house, this is her car. Allow her to go 1, 2 into here for 1 action, and then 1, 2, 3 for her second action to drive the car out to that space. To drive a car, according to the card here, it's a mental test of 3. Sidekicks don't have a mental stat, so there was really no way to allow her to drive a car, but it's something that I would house rule. Again, being her car, being the fact that she actually helps you with your mental test because she's so smart, I would allow her to drive that car down, and she's going to try and catch up with Redline here, which is impossible. He's so fast. The androids have nobody to attack because Redline hasn't ended his activation on their tile. So now it is Supernova's turn. So Supernova is now doing that same attack again, where she can make 2 attacks, re-rolling zeros, and she'll attack 2 of the androids. So she'll attack the closest one, and she's 2, 4, 6. She's destroyed it. And then she'll attack the second one, 2, 4, 6, and she's destroyed it. The last android's not on her tile, so it can't even attack back. Move that forward, and Redline's going to show off a little bit. So he can move 5 spaces, 5 areas, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then use his ability here of fast thinking. So for his remaining 3 actions, he can automatically pass a mental test, which is the last thing you need to do. Once you have the 2 codes, pass the mental test to defuse the bomb. And there you go. Justin Tweeter is safe, and the world is a much better place for it. Okay, so we're going to go into the final part here, which is the scoring. And the first thing you're going to want to do with the scoring is look at the menace sheet. The menace sheet shows here which newspaper articles you're going to want for the scoring of this article. And the scoring will also be represented on the menace card, on the newspaper card itself. Like here, you can see it says Menace 4, and this is Menace Sheet 4. So it's the associated newspaper card. So in this one, in order to complete a solo mission successfully, you must complete all objectives here. These are mandatory. The extra mission that was on the back of Redline's card. So on the back of his card, he had this one where you had to achieve the end the game with no character on his tile. That's optional. But so looking at this, the hero team deactivated the bomb. Yes, they did. So we can put this article in there. And they destroyed 2 robots. Yes, they did. So we can put that one in as well. And, you know, it's the one that's shown here. Android's cyborg invasion shut down. And because Redline did complete his mission with nobody on his tile, we can add his in as well. And then fill it in for the final newspaper page. And that would be the final scoring. So that'd be 4, 2, 1, 7 points. So a perfect score. So that's going to conclude my solo play of Guardians Chronicles Clash of Heroes. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I know I said it was a difficult mission, but that time it just happened to be quite easy. Just the rolls were really going my way. In the first one, the androids are a lot more effective, and my mental rolls were just not as good as they were this time around. That's the nature of a dice game, I suppose. It's still a fun game. It was still enjoyable, and it was, like I say, it's interesting to see some of the different things that you can do, like with the sidekicks and the team-up heroes. And there's a number of missions that you can play in the solo mode, so if this one is not one to your liking, there's a lot of other ones that you can try out too. If you have any questions or comments about this game, please leave me a message in the comment section below. If you have any requests for other games you might like to see done on this channel, again, leave me a message in the comment section below. I'm always happy to help out the viewers. But until next time, I'm Craig Thompson Wood, the board game teacher, saying thanks for coming to my games room.
Are you coming back to school with